What will happen at G20 in Delhi? This is Quick Take, your quick guide. I'm Smita Prakash. With India ready to host heads of state and government of the Group of 20 or G20 on September 9th and 10th in New Delhi, the question quite naturally is whether India hosting this mega event is in any way connected to domestic politics and Indian foreign policy. Here are the answers. India's presidency of the G20 began on 1st December 2022 when it took over from Indonesia in Bali, leading up to the summit in September 2023 in New Delhi. The G20 countries consist of these 19 countries and the European Union. This group is a significant one. Why? Because these member nations represent 85% of global GDP, 75% of international trade, and 2/3 of the world's population. Therefore, it is important to be at the table, and more so to be part of the conversations that include complex and diverse topics like economic reforms, sustainable development, technology aptitude and transfer, climate resilience, equitable global health access, and more. The theme of India's G20 presidency is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, or One Earth, One Family, One Future, which is derived from the ancient Sanskrit text Maha Upanishad. Fostering collaborative solutions is what this seeks to achieve for global good. India will showcase the story of New India, of Vibrant India during the summit. That in just a decade, India has zoomed from being the 10th largest economy to the 5th. India now has a prominent seat at almost every table. The Indian Foreign Minister said,
"Our own development partnerships have grown very significantly over the last decade, and they extend now to 78 nations across many geographies. 600 projects delivered or under execution are a testimony of our goodwill as much as of our capability."
Does that impact on its foreign policy? Yes, because the economic and strategic interests of a country are inextricably linked. India is in a hurry. It wants to be the 3rd largest economy by 2027. But for India to be a developed country by 2047, which is when it celebrates its 100th anniversary of independence, it will have to raise the per capita income several times over. For that, it will have to have a consistent growth of 8 to 9%. Therefore, India has to reach out in as many directions as possible. To quote S. Jaishankar, "This is a time for us to engage America, manage China, cultivate Europe, reassure Russia, bring Japan into play, draw neighbors in, extend the neighborhood, and expand traditional constituencies of support." India has never shied away from the fact that it has harbored great political status. Political drift or even a paralysis curbed those ambitions. Domestic politics and inter-party rivalries in India's noisy democracy, especially during elections, is strangely enough and unlike in the past, not putting foreign policy initiatives on the back burner. In the multipolar world that we live in, September will see India playing host to rivals Russia, US, and China, and other countries which do not want to be overshadowed by the discordant notes that these countries might bring in. India will want to be the firewall that prevents discord.